So back in July of this year, the news YouTuber DefNoodles was permanently suspended from Twitter for unknown reasons. Another drama news YouTuber many of you guys know, Keemstar, attempted to restore a DefNoodles account, but unfortunately Twitter refused to restore his account and told Insider that it would be banned permanently. So when DefNoodles briefly tried to come back to Twitter under the new handle DefNoodles Spicy, he was of course suspended for ban evasion, along with this other Twitter account that previously existed during and after the ban of the first DefNoodles account. So when this second Twitter suspension happened, DefNoodles went over to his Instagram stories to explain the situation. This first post reads out, "My Twitter just got suspension again." So both of my Twitter accounts were suspended overnight, the new DefNoodles account as well as my personal account. While I am still waiting for an email explaining the reason for the suspension, at the moment I believe it may be related to my original suspension, as I did not recently violate any guidelines. It should be noted that I was never given a reason for my original suspension. In my opinion, there's only one person responsible for this most recent suspension. He's known as the baldest head in the East, the most famous toilet drinker in the world, the inbred Sean Hannity known as Keemstar, aka Keemstar. Keemstar has a long-running history of using his social media contacts to deplatform his competitors and rivals. He recently publicly demanded that YouTube CEO ban the H3 podcast because of a joke. The demand resulted in a 1-week ban for H3. If you guys want to learn more about that, I have a separate video talking about that situation. But continuing on with his Instagram stories, DefNoodles says, "It is no coincidence that my Twitter accounts got suspended mere hours after I made a video responding to slanderous claims Keemstar made about me on a recent live stream. In my response, I lampooned Keemstar's obsession with me and pointed out that his social media accounts are all dying. His Twitter and YouTube are basically dead. It should be noted that Keemstar tweeted about my suspension long before I myself noticed. In this tweet, Keemstar celebrated my suspension, saying that it made him happy. Keemstar retweeted this tweet, which was originally posted on the day of my original suspension, around 10 PM Pacific time, mere minutes after my accounts were suspended. Keemstar railed against me on Twitter and live streams for nearly 3 months, and made numerous false allegations against me before I ever responded. It is my opinion that after I started responding, Keemstar started working behind the scenes to have my account suspended, because he can dish it out, but when met with similar energy, he cannot take it. By the way, did I mention he likes to eat out of a toilet? As a result of these recent developments, I'm once again offering $5,000 to the person who can 1. Get me more information about my original suspension, 2. Help me successfully restore my Twitter accounts. Keyword successfully. This is not a joke, this offer is 100% real. After these Instagram stories were posted, Fat T Queen tweets at Keemstar, "Noodles is talking bare shit about you on Instagram. Says you got his Twitter suspended. Did you?" Keemstar quote tweets her and says, "He said I got his Twitter taken down the first time too." DefNoodles also put out 3 false pedo allegations in one single week. DefNoodles then responds to Keemstar on his Instagram story, where he shows his tweet and captions it by saying, "Keemstar continues to slander me. I never said he took my Twitter down the first time. Also, I never put out 3 false pedo allegations. I covered over 10 allegations against James Charles. I had to do 2 retractions. The first retraction was for covering someone who made a joke allegation. The second retraction was for covering someone who lied. I addressed the retractions on Twitter as well as a couple of YouTube videos." Speaking of false allegations, Keemstar has a reputation for making false accusations against nearly hundreds of creators and never correcting them. In fact, he made one against me, which he never corrected or deleted. He then shows the tweet Keemstar made on May 21st, 2021, and it says, "DefNoodles has allegedly groomed girls ages 12 to 15. Big YouTuber source. Victims are scared of him and wish to stay anonymous, but may come forward soon. #drama alert. DefNoodles has declined to give us a comment on these allegations made against him." Going back to DefNoodles' Instagram, he makes one more story that says, "Also, anyone else find it unusual that Keemstar waited until I was banned on Twitter to respond to my responses to all of his slanderous and false accusations against me? Seems like a bitch move to me." He then elaborates on the situation further in his YouTube video titled, "Keemstar is trying to destroy me." Here is what he said.
"So why were all of my Twitter accounts just mysteriously banned all of a sudden? Well, in my humble opinion, folks, and I highlight the word opinion, I believe that Keemstar is behind it primarily because over the last few days, I have been lampooning him in my last few videos, specifically the last video where I conclusively showed that his social media presence, especially on Twitter, is completely dead and nobody gives a flying fuck about him anymore. But you know what, folks? My suspicions aren't unfounded because my accounts were banned around 10 PM Pacific time and I wasn't exactly aware that they were banned banned when they were banned. However, one very special person was very aware of when my accounts got banned, and they tweeted about it within minutes of the suspension.
DefNoodles is Twitter banned. Retweet if happy.
Yes, you got that right, folks. Keemstar. He, in fact, retweeted this tweet, which he originally tweeted when the original DefNoodles account was originally suspended, and I know for a fact that he tweeted this within minutes of my account being suspended, because the first quote retweet came in at 10:30 p.m. Now, to be completely fair, even though my opinion is that Keemstar was responsible for the reports that led to both of my accounts being suspended, there is a chance that it could have been an automated system, or somebody at Twitter could have seen the accounts and just decided to suspend them for ban evasion. At the end of the day, folks, it's actually really sad to see the state of Keemstar. The guy can't write one single line of text without slandering or spreading misinformation. The guy is literally a fake news machine. He is a vile defamer who, in over a decade on the internet, has sought to hurt the reputations of countless YouTubers. See, I know this for a fact, folks, because even I have been a victim of his disgusting slander. You see, just a few months ago, Keemstar published an absolutely false and purposely defamatory tweet about me, claiming that I was doing some awful things to little girls. There is absolutely no truth to this tweet. It has no basis in reality. In fact, this was purposely published to harm my reputation. I don't know why the fuck he thinks it's so fucking funny to use something as serious as this to try to get to people. And yet, folks, this inbred motherfucker sits on his fucking high horse and acts as though he can call anybody out for getting anything wrong, when he is in fact purposely fucking posting wrong shit to harm his competitors. I fucking went and corrected the shit that I got wrong, and I didn't do it maliciously. This guy fucking published that bullshit maliciously because he was trying to destroy my fucking career. By the way, I know you're watching this, you fucking Keemstar. How about you come on my show and we can talk this out? Otherwise, next time you come to Los Angeles, I would love to have a very nice one-to-one conversation with you.
Damn, I really hope Keemstar and DefNoodles end up having some sort of conversation online publicly recorded, because I would love to listen to that. Anyways, later that day, Keemstar posted a Twitter video where he briefly talks about DefNoodles and his videos. Here is what he says.
I'm currently being hit with a lot. You know, I got these other YouTubers that just literally make up shit about me. Like, nonstop. Like, just fucking blatant lies. You know, Tipster exposed one of these guys yesterday on his channel. Tipster's a smaller YouTuber, and he fucking just flat out lambasted at this fucking fool. And of course, that same fool got his Twitter taken down, and he's fucking blaming me for getting his Twitter taken down. These motherfuckers attack me 24/7, nonstop. It's like every fucking video. And it's not just, and this isn't an exaggeration at all, it's like every video, and it's for months, in some cases years, that this is going on. And I don't know if that's taken its toll or what, but yesterday, man, I was not feeling fucking the internet. I was not feeling it. I was down.
For the rest of that Twitter video, he just talks about other stuff, so let's move on to Keemstar's next Twitter video that is more directly aimed at DefNoodles. It's captioned, DefNoodles slow, Ethan Klein slow, Keemstar fast, Nicholas Diorio super fast.
DefNoodles is currently trying to push this narrative that I got his Twitter taken down. And his logic for this is that I was reacting to his Twitter getting taken down early. Like, his Twitter gets banned and I'm reacting to it like right away. What happened in this scenario is that Nicholas Diorio, who I follow on Twitter, tweeted out that DefNoodles got banned again. So I reacted to it. I retweeted this old tweet, right? That's what happened. The funny thing is the exact same thing happened with Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein got strikes on his channel and he said, Keemstar's obviously involved. He's reacting to it. I was reacting to, again, Nicholas Diorio, who I follow on Twitter, putting out a tweet that H3's videos got fucking strikes on them. In both cases, Nicholas Diorio broke these stories and I reacted to him. And in both cases, both of these fucking clowns came to the conclusion Keemstar is responsible because he reacted to it so fast. The moral of the story is, shout out to fucking Nicholas Diorio, bro. You're faster than Keemstar, you're faster than DefNoodles, and you're faster than Ethan Klein.
Comment Cop responds to Keemstar by saying, "Lol, Ethan was right though? You flagged his channel and got him banned for a week." Keemstar quote tweets him and says, "I made a Twitter video complaining about the bias of YouTube not taking action on his channel, but taking action on mine. I never flagged his channel. You, him, and others have flat out lied and used the term flag instead of just saying, Keemstar made a Twitter video complaining." Comment Cop then responds by saying, "You made a public Twitter video reporting the videos while tagging YouTube and the CEO of YouTube. In that video, you mentioned multiple private emails you have sent to YouTube staff about his videos. That's a flag." He then shares this Twitter clip.
I have sent emails when he broke TOS saying, hey, look, he's doing the same thing that you threatened to kick me out of the partnership program.
And that's about it for the discourse surrounding DefNoodles' Twitter suspension. Honestly, I think it's dumb that he's off of Twitter. While the false allegations that he did make were bad, and he has been problematic in the past, as far as I'm aware, that's not grounds for Twitter suspension, and I've seen people make false statements on Twitter in the past and never get suspended, so honestly, I have no idea if that is the reason he was suspended, or some other reason that I can't think of. Regardless, to me, it doesn't really make sense, and I would love an explanation from Twitter about why he was specifically suspended. As for the resuspension of his new accounts, I just think that's a case of Twitter cracking down on ban evasion. It happens a lot. I've had friends who've been banned on Twitter, made new accounts under the same name, and then got suspended. The only way to avoid it is to have the branding on the account not directly tied to your YouTube channel, so that Twitter has no proof that it is your account. Now, do I think Keemstar is responsible for DefNoodles' second Twitter suspension? No, I really don't think so. The second Twitter suspension probably just happened by Twitter staff stumbling across the account, as it was gaining a lot of followers before it was removed. But that's just my opinion. I would love to hear what your guys' opinion on all of this is in the comments section below. Thank you so much to my channel members for supporting the channel, in particular Scrubby, who has donated $100 a month. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.